Doddsy, a new season for the under-18s, a new batch of under-18s too, coming through into the first years. You must be looking forward to it.
Yes, they've come in. We had a couple of weeks before we went abroad on a tour, which was unusual for us. We haven't had many tours, but we played 3 pre-season friendlies before we went, and the signs were good. They look fit, even though they were playing sort of an hour, only up to an hour. And then we went to Spain, and it was a real test. Some of the opposition out there were top draw. They're playing under 19s teams, Athletic Madrid and Raul Vallecano and Adavi. And it really pushed us. We played at Oxford as well, and the performance levels were high. Especially against Athletic Madrid, they had 5 internationals playing, a couple who'd been with the first team. I thought we really acquitted ourselves well against them, and we're unlucky to lose the game narrowly 1-0.
Let's talk about that tour to Spain then, because it was, like I say, set up through LFE. Really good to be invited along, and it wasn't just about football. There was so much more to it, wasn't there?
No, it was an educational tour, and that's how we got the funding. I think it was about £2,000 a head, so it was a real good tour. We flew out there, British Airways. And then the actual facilities out there were the equivalent to our St George's, really top draw pitches, grass pitches. We trained morning and evening, obviously because of the heat. It was extremely hot out there. And then we had a few cultural things, going around Madrid, had a little tour. Also went to the Bernabeu and the Calderon, Atletico Madrid's ground. Had a look around there, got told about the history of the players, the managers. We had a couple of guest speakers come in and explain about how Spanish football in the old style worked and the new style. We also had a chap come in and talk about their qualifications, how they go through all the qualifications. It was interesting, really good. And the people over there just couldn't do enough for you. They'd arrange cool down swimming pool, the pitches, if we were on artificial, they'd get us on grass. Any little thing they were very good at.
And I think I saw on the itinerary there were a few language classes too, the sort of thing that not every player enjoys doing. Did anyone stand out for you there?
Yes, AK actually speaks Portuguese, which is similar. So he was the top student. He was my minder. He was my translator. But the lady come in, she talked predominantly in Spanish, but got everybody involved. I think the staff joined in as well. There was 4 or 5 sessions in total, and we all had a little bit, so we could actually talk to the locals, short sentences, so it was good. I think AK was the one that stood out. Staff-wise, probably young Ray Holland. I thought he was very good, helped me out a little bit in the classes when she fired a few questions in. But it was excellent.
And the opportunity to go away for best part of a fortnight, I think it's a really good opportunity for those young boys to spend a little bit of time in each other's company. We know how important that can be in football.
Yeah, as I say, we haven't had the opportunity to go away on tours, but we really got to know the lads over the 2 weeks. Sometimes lads can come in for a day or two, they can act and put a front on, but over 2 weeks you find out how they are as a character. And to start with, we had a few little boundary setting exercises, but by the end of the first week, they got used to the standards required, the discipline side of things. No phones at lunch. Everybody finishing food together, then getting up and leaving the table. So it was little things like that they started to really get the hang of, and it was a real, drawing together. We also had an opportunity to get them to speak about themselves, so public speaking up in front of the rest of the group, which was interesting. They also formed little pop bands, again just a confidence giving thing where they had to sing in front of staff and players. It was excellent. Also, myself and Jokesy had the opportunity to go one-on-one, a little walk around the training ground and talk one-on-one with lads, just to say what we thought of them, where they're at, what they had to do to get to where they want to be. So that was valuable as well.
I'm sure you've probably worked with one or two of the boys, especially the first year scholars, before, when they've played up a level or two, but and that's what the club does quite well. So you kind of a lot of them won't be completely fresh to you. You'll know a little bit about them already. Yeah,
the Wednesday programme is a great programme because it allows us that transition, physical transition especially, in between schoolboy football and 18s football, which is a huge jump in my opinion. So yeah, we'd seen quite a few of them play, but until you sort of have them as a group and you're with them day in day out, you're not quite sure of what they're good at, what they're not so good at. You've got a rough idea, but yeah, we've learned exactly what they're about and what they need to do to get to be in the first team. So hopefully we can get that in them.